Here's a segment from a recent Gun Talk radio episode. You can listen to all the Gun Talk radio podcasts however you tune in, or check out guntalk.com for more. Let's see here. Line 2, John's with us out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Hey, John, you're on Gun Talk. What's on your mind?
I just wanted to say that it's more important now than ever before that we guard the Second Amendment. The United States, particularly here in New Mexico, is getting a lot of people coming across the border. They're not here to work. They're here to bring drugs and take money across the border and bring illegal immigrants in. And our city has had a tremendous downturn in our police department. And we're inundated here with criminals that would just shoot you right in your own driveway and take your stuff. And we have had two things in the past happen. We used to have a plea and felon law, and the state itself doesn't have a citizen's arrest policy. So if you do use your gun, and it has happened, they come down on you when you're trying to get your stuff back, and it turns into an altercation. And it is more important now because we have had the highest year in homicides last year, that
right.
People take it seriously.
Let me jump in here, John. Let me ask you, because, I think what I hear you saying is you can't shoot people for stealing your stuff. Well, you can't do that anywhere. There's no place in the country where you can shoot somebody for stealing your stuff. You can basically, there are really only a couple of reasons that you can legally shoot where it's defensible, and that is to protect your life or protect yourself from death or from grave bodily harm, you or someone else. If someone has picked up your TV and they're running out the door, there's not a place in the United States where you're allowed to shoot somebody for that.
No, but if they turn around and confront you when all you want your stuff back, and then you're put on trial and convicted, there should be a law, and it used to be a plea and felon law, where you could get your stuff back under the replevin. And I believe
what do you mean by get your stuff back?
If somebody takes your TV, you're running down the street, and you catch him, and he's not giving it back, and he turns on you to attack you, and you pull out your gun and defend yourself against the guy that's got your property, well, heck, that's only getting your stuff back.
Okay, I'm just going to throw this out. This is just trying to be practical, okay? It costs $100,000 to pull the trigger, period, every single time. If you pull the trigger on somebody, it's $100,000. That's what it's going to cost you in legal fees, even if it's perfect, even if they put a medal on you. So what's your TV worth versus that? If you have insurance, here's my thinking. If I have insurance, I'm going to call them. If I don't have insurance, I'm going to suck it up and get a new one. But I am not going to shoot somebody over a TV. And I'm not going to chase them down, because at that point, I create a situation where I might end up having to shoot somebody, and that's a bad thing. Now, if somebody comes into my house and is trying to hurt me or my family, or I'm out on the street and they're doing that, that's a different deal. But I'm just going to offer this. I'm going to suggest this. It's not what you wanted to hear, and I know it's not what you thought you were going to get here. But I'm going to suggest you go take a concealed carry class and learn what the law is about self-defense and learn what the realities are, because I think you're working from some misconceptions out there, and unfortunately that's all too common, where people don't really understand what the law is, and they don't really understand what the obligations are or the responsibilities. And more than that, they don't understand what the smart move is. Like I say, and look, I appreciate the call, sir, but I think you're working with a bit of a misunderstanding what the realities are. And I'm not making this up, this $100,000 mark. The people I know who do this kind of work, who do legal defense work, who are the subject matter experts, the expert witnesses in these things, they'll tell you, you're going to spend $50,000 or $100,000 or $150,000 to defend yourself. There's no form of math that makes a $500 or $1,000 TV worth that. Not to mention the fact that by chasing somebody down, you now are in a confrontation. Forget the legal fees. You may end up dead or blind or in a wheelchair for the rest of your life because you tried to save your freaking TV. That makes no sense. None whatsoever.